Lean2 impacts my project because it's such a tight job site. It gives us the ability to schedule our deliveries and material to come in to be ready for us to go for the next phase, and it keeps the project moving along, staying on schedule.
We like the fact that we can walk into a room and see those Post-it notes and know where the mason's going to be in front of us, know where the electrician's going to be behind us.
When we actually did the huddles, the guys were able to really identify exactly what they needed as far as material, what they needed as far as manpower, what they need as far as equipment for every task. It was fantastic.
Lean 2.0 put everybody on the same page. It was able to complete the job on time in a crunch.
Everyone knows in our industry Lean doesn't work. So what we did is roll Lean out on 2 pilot projects. We're not going to roll it out on any other project in the company until those projects are completed and we know Lean works at Flintco. And it's a great success.
Lean 2.0 for us is really about measuring our performance and getting better every day. And it really has been a game changer. The construction industry as a whole has gotten worse about completing projects on time. And through this process, we've gotten better.
The thing is that we have happier trade partners, happier project staff, and happier clients whenever we're implementing Lean fully on projects.
We are here at the 2020 Lean Coach Bootcamp, and the Lean Coach Bootcamp is internal training that we provide to train our operations folks into Lean subject matter experts. At Flintco, our vision is the unwavering pursuit of the perfect construction experience. And with Lean 2.0, we want to focus on better construction. Better construction means better quality, better safety, improved ability to meet that schedule, and guarantee with 100% surety you are going to get that building on time. There's 2 values that govern Lean. There's continuous improvement and respect for people. And when you put those 2 values into place where they govern everything that you do, what you should see is just this mindset up here of how can I do this better? What can we be doing that adds more value? In the industry, we're always talking about quality, safety, schedule, and budget. Those are kind of the 4 big things that we really focus on, because if we turn over a high quality project, we turn over a project within budget or under budget, we turn it over on schedule or ahead of schedule, and of course, we turn over a safe project, those are conditions of satisfaction right there. That's the pinnacle of perfection. On every Lean 2.0 project, one of the things that was a standard practice for us is to onboard the entire project team, which includes our trade partners. We feel it is essential that they know what Flintco is going to expect from them on a Lean project, as well as, and probably more important, what should they be expecting from us. But we really want them to have an opportunity to learn about the Lean concepts that are so important to us, and more importantly, we want them to go through simulation and get the awkwardness and the uncertainty out of the way, and have a chance to practice putting these Lean processes into place before we ask them to do it for real as part of the planning process on the project. We desire consistency in all of our processes so that as a trade partner, when you come to a Flintco project, we have this consistency of habit that they can expect from us from that first project day one. It's a gap that we see a lot of other construction companies trying to overcome. It's something that we feel like we have at least taken a huge step forward in how to solve, and it's all because we want our trade partners to be successful, and we find more success with them as a team whenever they show up prepared and knowing what we're going to expect from them on the job site from day one. So the first day of Lean Coach Bootcamp, we really focused on 4 of our standard practices: project team training, facilitation and coaching, conditions of satisfaction, and co-location. And then the second day was focused all about last planner. And then the third day has been really focused on the elective practice, ending with the testing, and a lot of just open Q&A discussion and setting them up with the next steps that they'll go forward and put this in place on your project. We follow up with monthly coaching calls, and there is a continuing education element that they're going to get started with as soon as they get back from boot camp.
We kept telling staff and even our public that it would most likely be a Christmas move-in. So getting to see the excitement of the community when we finally announced that we're going to move in and start the fall semester in your new building was great.
The buy-in from not only our trade partners but from the school district, and being able to have a goal to try to turn this facility over, and obviously the grand opening in August versus December was a team goal, and certainly one we wanted to achieve. Our team did a good job of that.
Flintco was fabulous in helping us. I always felt like I knew they had my back. Every possible place that they could, Flintco saved us money. I learned about the Lean process. I came to weekly meetings. Everybody bought into the concept.
I think I could talk to any colleague in promotion of Flintco in that process. From the very beginning, watching a project all the way through, it ran smoothly and you could tell that those subcontractors had a buy-in to the project because there wasn't downtime. Someone was always working, and that was reassuring for us in trying to hit that deadline and get done months ahead of schedule and below budget. I would absolutely recommend the process to anyone.
The trade partners are always resistant to any kind of change. First, it'll be a little tough on them, but once they actually realize, hey, this is working, here's why it's working, I'm actually doing better than the old way, their word of mouth will go to the other subs that are getting onboarded. I think in 5 years, you'll have subs wanting to work for Flintco exclusively.
From a lean point of view, or a pull schedule as we call it, starting at the back and working our way to the beginning of the project gives us an idea of how many days that we need to do it. We like the fact that we can walk into a room and see those Post-it notes and know where the mason's going to be in front of us, know where the electrician's going to be behind us. Easy to go back outside and say, hey, Mr. Electrician, I see that you're going to be in my area tomorrow. I'm going to be about 2 hours late. Can you squeeze back a little or go somewhere else? So it's really helpful to be able to see that wall. When we're not in a lean meeting, we'll be real quiet. We won't be too loud and state our piece till we go outside with the other subs. But with the lean meeting, you do allow us the option to speak our piece. Even if you don't like it, we'll still tell you.
Lean 2.0 put everybody on the same page. It was able to complete the job on time in a crunch. I do find value in daily huddles for, say, the weather. So one person cannot complete the job or do what they had scheduled to do that day. Everybody's on board with it, so everybody can make their changes.
Lean 2.0 gives the project a structure, seem to hold people accountable for what they said they were going to do. I would say get involved with the Lean process from a project management standpoint. You want to make sure you have as much input into the project as possible, and the Lean process allows you to have that input.
Ideal co-location is having major key players involved in a project housed in one location. If we are in the same base, we can work more efficiently and faster to produce better results. It's not necessarily about exactly where you're located. It's more of a mindset, a collaborative, trust-building, outside of your siloed relationship. Sometimes it's we have a set schedule that twice a month we spend an entire day together to work through challenges and progress the project forward. Conditions of satisfaction is about everyone is racing towards the same finish line and understands what success really means. Not just from the boots on the ground who are building it, but from the owner standpoint, what are their goals and expectations, and how can we work collaboratively as a team to align our goals and our expectations for budget, scope, scale, schedule of the project. What does success look like from a whole team approach?
Our in-house training program has also been a beneficiary of continuous improvement. When we first started providing training to our project teams, we did training in conjunction with our first phase plan, which A, resulted in a very long meeting, and B, didn't give our trade partners and our own project teams an opportunity to practice some of those lean processes. We had the opportunity to try out a dedicated training meeting where the trade partners could really wrap their hands around what is Flintco going to expect from me and what should I expect from Flintco. And being able to provide that in a training environment rather than right before we rolled into the phase plan has proven to be very effective. in-house facilitation and coaching. It's a twofold practice. One focuses on good facilitation techniques, trying to create a neutral facilitator. The end result of that is creating an entire Flintco project team where they're all capable of facilitating these Lean 2.0 meetings and being able to take that skill set to the next project. The coaching aspect of it is building in a support system that supports our project teams with a Lean coach subject matter expert, so that that project team from the very beginning of the project all the way to the end of the project has a subject matter expert that they can call upon for reference at any time that they need throughout the project.
Obviously there's 40 some people here for 3 days, sent to another city. A lot of money was spent in this particular event. So there's definitely a commitment within Flintco to help us be successful.
So when we talk about the Last Planner system, think of it as a series of conversations that vary in level of time and in detail covered. So starting at the top of the system is the milestone plan. The next level down is the phase plan level. So this is kind of a 10,000 foot view. The next level down is the look ahead schedule or make ready plan. Now we're taking information that we've pulled from the phase plan and inputting it into this 6-week schedule where we're talking about work that can happen. The next level down from that look ahead is the weekly work plan. So now work is in week 1 and the conversation shifts from here's work that can be done to our trade partners making the commitment of here's what I will be doing this week, what I am working on Monday through Friday. And in order to ensure that our trade partners can meet those goals that they talked about at that weekly work plan, we have a daily huddle, that final tip of our last planner pyramid, where we talk about here's what I'm working on today in terms of meeting my weekly goals, here's what I plan on working on tomorrow, and most importantly, here's what I need from Flintco, or here's what I need from my fellow trade partners in order to still continue to meet these goals. The last element of Last Planner system is the learning component. So this is why we track our percent plan complete, or PPC, and the variances. How we track our percent plan complete is very simple. At the end of the week, we look at the activities that are on the weekly work plan and ask the question, did this work get done, yes or no? If work is not done, we want to know why not. That's where the variance component comes in. So we really want to look at what are those components preventing us from accomplishing the work that we set out to do so that we can remove those and learn from those events and eliminate those and put countermeasures into place to prevent that from happening again in the future. So what you should walk away from at that daily huddle and at the weekly work plan, at the look ahead schedule, at the phase plan, is this sense of complete schedule mastery. You should know that every single day you are making forward progress on those critical milestones that you need to be working on as a team in order to meet those overall intermediate milestone goals that we talked about all the way up here at the milestone plan, and in turn, those support our achievement of on-time schedule completion. So the +1 elective practice is an idea unique to Flintco, and it comes directly from our ethos. Specifically the statements that our training is never done, mediocrity is unacceptable, and complacency is not part of our culture. We knew that at some point, all of our Flintco employees would become experts at the 5 standard practices, and we wanted to be able to answer the question of, now what happens? So we have built this arsenal of knowledge of additional lean practices. You can pick any practice that you want, so long as you can identify what that practice is and why you think it's going to benefit the project.
Only 39% of projects on average turn over on time. So that means there's 61% that aren't turning over on time. Our projects that have implemented all 5 of our standard practices with Lean 2.0, 100% of those projects have turned over on time or ahead of schedule, which is a number we're hugely proud of and is an absolute testament to the success of our project teams that includes, most importantly, those trade partners.
And so as the client, you need to trust and you need to rely on the expertise of many. It's a team endeavor. Flintco had been extremely flexible from the get-go in trying to have a clear timeline. That has helped us to do the impossible, which is to finish a building project on time and on budget.
You hear about Lean a lot kind of from the outside of things. But it's really interesting to get in here for the boot camp and you actually get to experience all the in-depth information for it. You know, I've heard of gimbal walk, I've heard of 5S, I've heard of A3, but I had no idea how that was actually implemented. So to actually get here and experience it and do all the hands-on training with this, it made absolutely all the difference. Everything that I've learned this week is going to really help me broaden. In this industry, you get so detail-oriented and you get focused on a very narrow point of view. You have to reach this and you have to do it this way to get there. With this, you realize that, yeah, you can kind of twist and turn and sometimes cut that duration and cut that time in half. And for me, it's the realization that you can be abstract in an industry that seems very concrete. So I think this exercise is really beneficial for everybody around, superintendents, assistant project managers, everybody of all sense, because you realize, hey, you can be innovative in construction.
Coming out of this training, we talked a lot about our individual projects, but looking at it as our offices or Flintco as a whole, I think we're empowered to now go out and teach.
Well, I got a phase plan coming up on Monday, so I'm really excited that I know how to do that now. I didn't understand how to get full plan to the weekly work plan, and learning how to do that transition, which is going to be extremely beneficial.
Lean, obviously it makes our projects successful from a financial and a schedule standpoint, but there's a cultural backing to Lean that's really important. Respect, the collaboration, the communication, all those things that make it an enjoyable workplace. We're striving for the perfect construction experience. People feel that in their day-to-day work. It's all back to the values of Lean and the principles of Lean.